Hey, Creative Mom Kamela here from Creative Mom's Decant. So today I want to show you what we're doing with Cricut wood veneer and Cricut chipboard. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is cut our chipboard, and you can use a strong grip mat for this. I don't have one. And although this masking tape will pull the ends, I find that it's best, even with a strong grip mat, to place a little bit of tape down along your edges. It will ruin the edges of your chipboard, so just keep that in mind. I would rather ruin the edges than my board to slip and I ruin my whole project. So the other thing that I do anytime I am cutting a heavier material like acrylic or chipboard, I place a ruler underneath this tray just to give my mat a little bit more stability. It will pick it up just a little bit to make it lay flat. At least my metal ruler does pick it up a little. Next, we're going to want to use our knife blade. That's what we're using today to cut chipboard. And so I'm going to go ahead and install it. There's really nothing to it. If your Design Space software asks you to collaborate your knife blade, you need to do that. Go ahead and do it. It's super easy. It's copy paper. You run it through and you pick which line lines up the best, similar to when we align our printers. So I'm going to go ahead and place my chipboard in my machine here. You do want to move all of your wheels to the side as I've done here, and we'll load the mat. And we'll go ahead and click the Cricut play. I am going to do what they call a peak test, and basically the easiest way to do that is to grab this spatula tool and find under your mat. Sometimes I have to bust my tape to do this, and poke on your design with it. And my knife blade is wearing out, so I know I don't have to poke too hard, and I'm going to go ahead and just pass this through again. So all in all, that took 30 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it. You have to be careful with fine details, and so I don't want to go much more than that for my top, and let's just see how we did. It's not coming right off the board here, so that's, of course, never a good sign, but sometimes things do take a little patience and a little bit of work with your X-Acto knife. And look, that didn't even ruin my edges at all. So I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife and see where I'm at here. So I am just going to have to cut in these edges. So let's go ahead and load our veneer. I keep wanting to call it chipboard, but veneer. And this mat is getting filthy, which is why I am going to tape down. When you're working with wood, you really want it to cut with the grain for the most part. So if at all possible, this is the way I would put this on the mat. So the grain going this way, we're going to feed it into the machine like that. The veneer sticks to mats really well, and I am only going to need to add a small piece of tape over here where I've cut before. All right, so now we're ready to send this into the machine. Before we place this in our Cricut Maker 3, we need to remove the knife blade and replace it with our standard blade. I've said this a few times, but I really appreciate that Cricut allowed for our blades to work simultaneously throughout their machines. We're going to place our mat in and load it. All right, and out of the machine it comes. And this is our veneer. And you just pull this off, and it's the same thing as we did for the other one. It's not bad, and the sharper your blades are, the less problem you'll have with this. But it's the knife blade again, and just poke out these holes. I have one little area here that looks like it didn't, doesn't look good. This wood veneer is really cool because you can easily take your scissors and trim around, and you'll get those pieces out. So it really takes no time at all, and you'll have a beautiful design. And like I said, if you don't want to take this work, simple designs will cut very easily. And I have cut more complex designs than this. So to work out the inside of this, I'm just carefully folding this wood until it kind of pops, and then the insides will come out. So that's a couple different ways to weed the veneer. All right, so now we're ready to glue these together. Oh, I didn't get the top out. Let me grab the top. That wasn't hard. All right, and then we're gonna want to glue. So what we're gonna do is we're going to place glue. I'm just pushing down and pulling any of the scraps that were left behind, and they are, so kind of cleaning up these edges. And we're gonna glue the back side of this, the wood veneer. If you had eye dots or anything that you didn't attach, you need to get those attached with the glue. And if you want them to stay hollow, and I'll show you one of those in a second, then you need to make sure everything's attached, including eyes. And I'll show you how I did that. It's just with the slicing tools in Design Space, but I'll show you an example. I am a big fan of this glue. It's been out of stock, so hopefully it comes back into stock soon. But this is the Art Glitter glue. I've talked about it before. I use it for all cardstock projects, but it works great for chipboard as well. All right, so now that's all glued, and you're going to want to line it up carefully. All right. Oh my gosh, this is going to be super cute. So I like this glue for a lot of reasons, but one of them is it won't take long to dry so we can work, and it also will dry clear. So I'm just making sure everything is down. Oh my gosh, this is going to be adorable. All right, so let's let that dry a second, and I'll show you. So you can go very simple. This is just the chipboard and a letter, and I love this. You could hang this from your rearview mirror. So rear view mirror hanger could be a window hanger, it could be anything you'd like, but that's the intention, is a rear view mirror hanger. And I'll show you the one I made for me. It's definitely me. It says Farm Life, and what I did is I attached, let me turn the I to the W here, and that way I didn't lose it. And it is the same thing. It's chipboard and the wood veneer. So I'll show you how I put these fun ends on them to end it. Alright, so I wanted jute for the rustic look of these, and I just lined up my two ends and fed them through the hole. I made these holes in Design Space by using 2 circles in the slicing method, and pulled these through. And then I string beads on each one. And a trick to that is to use a little bit of wax. I love my Scentsy pots in my I love them throughout my house, but in my craft room. And so if you dip these ends in your pot, mine's back here behind my machine. And then they have wax on them, and I just used my fingers and just got those fibers to all stick together, and it won't hurt anything. In fact, when it dries completely, you could scrape it off. And then I am stringing my beads on each cord. So this side's going to have a white, and this side will have a white. And then I chose a black checkered bead. So each side. I did 3, and I thought that looked really nice, but you could do these however you'd like. Smaller design, larger beads, you know, create them. And I would love to see them created on our Crafty Moms Decant Facebook group. So don't forget to share your products there. We support each other lots of ways. That wax was coming undone. Oh, come on. Well, this one is going to have to be snipped. Sometimes you can snip. And did I get enough wax? Okay, and I won. So we're going to run those down to the bottom on each side. And then I took my ribbon, so I chose this fun ribbon. I went and raided my mom's ribbon and yarn stash not very long ago, and was given tons of fun ribbon. So that was a blessing for sure. And I just tied these like a normal shoestring knot for my orange one. Of course, orange is my color. So for the orange one, I did a normal shoestring knot. You could actually leave them, and I think I will on this one. You could do a bow, but I think I'm going to leave this one just like that and hanging off. And the fun thing is, so of course, you know, I would put this to the inside so I could see it. And then the outside, this is pretty for the outside as well. So we built some car rear mirror hangers today using wood veneer and Cricut chipboard. Thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a very joyful day.